Hey guys, we're back, and this is the NFL playoffs.
Playoffs!
Been waiting for this all year.
Woo! Gonna have to wait another week, Patriots, but
Brian,
I guess I'm happy.
Brian Domings went with the underdog in Seattle and took the
I'll give him
Seahawks
it.
to win the regular season record crown. Okay? So
Charlie
now we're
I was very.
Sam Bradford had a horrible game.
I was seriously
Now-
on the edge of both teams.
That
I didn't know where to
guy
pick
had a
some.
shot to make a name for himself, and he blew it. He threw an
No,
interception.
I'm gonna help you out.
Whitehurst.
I'm gonna help you out here, Mitch. You know, I really didn't know who to pick in that game.
You were just, I know.
I was just picking
You wanted to
against
go
you.
for the Rams.
Huh?
You wanted to go for the Rams, so you wanted to go Seattle to win it.
I don't know.
Let's admit.
If Hasselbeck was there, I was picking Seattle all the way.
We'll see what happens in the playoffs. We'll see.
All right. Moving on to the NFC. Here we go. We're starting in Seattle. Saints at the Seahawks. Thoughts on this?
I don't even understand how this is possible. The Saints, who just won the Super Bowl
Going at
Seattle.
who's 7-9.
I mean,
First team under 500 to make the playoffs
This
and
is
host a playoff game.
this is the first time in NFL history that a team is going into a playoff game on the road as a 10-plus point favorite.
I know.
They're a 10.5
It's
point
amazing.
favorite right now.
It's amazing.
And honestly, I see this being even worse than a 10.5 point favorite. I can see the Saints going in there, you know, putting up 21 points in the first quarter.
There's one thing, though. What does the Seattle have to lose? What does Saints have to lose? A lot. You know, the Super Bowl champions, they're going to have a lot of pressure against Seattle. Everybody's going to be watching them. If they mess up against Seattle, that'd be huge. Charlie Whitehurst used to have a hell of a game. I know Matt Hasselbeck's back. I play Whitehurst. You know, he's back. He's had a rejuvenation. He got Seattle into the playoffs, whether he did it or not. Another thing is Seattle's fans. I got to hats off to Seattle fans. Greatest fans there are in the NFL. I love the 12th man in the field. They're great fans. It's tough to go to Seattle, especially if New Orleans, dome team going back to Seattle, Northwest. It's tough to play there. I don't know. I'm still going Saints. You know, Drew Brees against Charlie Whitehurst. It's going to be tough, but
I mean, obviously an upset is possible, but I don't see it in this game.
no, I don't either.
I don't see it.
You know, I'm going to make it lower than people think. I think it's going to be around 21-17. I think Seattle's going to give him a little bit of fits, but I think Drew Brees is going to pull it off, and Charlie Whitehurst is going to crumble down the stretch.
See, I don't see Seattle's defense stopping the Saints' offense.
I don't either, but what do they got to lose? Just make a couple big plays.
Their offense is probably going to score, but their defense is going to do shit.
Their offense sucks, too. Their whole team's terrible.
Yeah, but I mean, they can just throw up a Hail Mary and hope they catch it. It won't matter. But, I mean...
They don't have any weapons. I mean, Ben Amawano.
Deion Bridgewater is with the Patriots now, and he has almost like 1,000 yards, and he had like 125
when your
yards
offense
with
is
them.
headlined by Charlie Whitehurst and you're in the playoffs facing a Super Bowl champion, that's a disgrace, but whatever.
I see this being 45-24.
The Whitehurst burst.
I don't know. Seattle's tough to place to play. I love those fans. Those are good fans.
All right, moving on. Green Bay at Philly.
This is a good game.
It is.
You want to take this one?
Sure. You know, a lot of people are picking Green Bay to take this. I think a lot of people think Aaron Rodgers is going to step up. I disagree. I think Michael Vick's just been, we've talked about him so much. I think what he's done on the field is terrific. And I think it's going to be, you know, there is Charles Woodson. He could shut down Deshaun Jackson. But what Vick does with his legs, it's going to be too much to handle. LaShawn McCoy everywhere. And that defense for Philly is pretty good, too. They're going to have a lot of pressure on Aaron Rodgers in that tough offense.
Do you remember a few weeks back when Green Bay was going into New England?
Yeah.
We were talking about how they had the pass rusher and they had Woodson.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's going to help the Eagles. I honestly think it's going to help them.
Yeah, think about it. When the Clay Matthews coming around, he's faster than Clay Matthews. Get around him, get open, find
Exactly. I mean, he can run away. He can easily
find
get away
Selleck,
from
find Macklin. They got a lot of weapons over
But that's
there.
also going to force Vic to run more.
Yeah.
And when Vic runs, you can't stop him. You know, you have to hit him with two people.
And the one thing with the Packers, they have absolutely no run game. If you can put any pressure on Aaron Rodgers and stop Greg Jennings and Donald Driver, you're going to win this game.
But
All they have is Greg Jennings and Donald Driver. They don't have that tight end with Jermichael Finley anymore. Donald Lee isn't that guy. Kuhn is their running back. He's not going to do anything. Just
he's a
pressurize
fullback.
him. I mean, you're at Philly. It's all for Philly. A lot of people are giving Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers some credit, but I think Michael Vick's going to.
I see Vic putting up 150 rushing yards in this game.
I could too.
I see Macklin putting up some pretty big numbers too.
Yeah, too. With Woodson on with Deshaun Jackson, I do
And
too.
Avant too.
Avant, yep.
I still like him.
McCoy.
Yeah, McCoy's going to.
Everybody's all going to be on Vic. Watch for McCoy not only in the run but receiving too.
You know what? I'm going to predict. I'm predicting one play right now.
Yeah.
It's going to be a run for 20 yards from Vic running straight at Woodson.
Yeah, and what is
He's
Andy
going to drop back to pass and then run right at
What
Woodson.
does Andy Reid like to do? He likes to pass with
I'm
running
coming
backs.
for you, Woodson.
Remember Brian Westbrook?
Yeah.
One of the greatest receiving running backs in the game. And I think with Vic's legs,
I don't see
Vic,
McCoy doing
look for
that.
McCoy.
But I don't see
He can put him up.
I don't see him being a Brian Westbrook, but I see him, maybe catching a few
I have
passes.
a feeling he's going to be big in this game, though.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to go Philly pretty easily. I'm going to say they're going to win 31-14.
You're really going to take Philly beating the Packers more
I am.
than the Saints beating Seattle?
I am.
Wow.
I am.
Okay, I mean, I don't think it's going to be that big of a blow. I think it's going to be like 31-24.
Okay. I can see that happening, too. Philly is... Talk about fans, they have terrible fans. I'm sorry, Philly, but your fans are terrible. But they're going to be all over Vic, and they're going to be all over the Packers, and I think that it's going to help Philly, actually, the fans.
I think this is one of the last chances for Andy Reid.
I think one thing
He needs a win.
One thing that has to happen is Vic needs to keep his mouth shut.
Yeah. You know what's going to be terrible?
If he makes another comment about wanting another dog, that's seriously gonna hurt him.
Imagine if the Eagles win, what that's going to do to Donovan McNabb. He already got benched with the Redskins, and if the first time he leaves and Michael Vick dominates, what's that going to do for Donovan McNabb? That's going to be horrible for him.
Hey, Donovan McNabb is basically like a...
All right, moving on to the AFC. Baltimore at Arrowhead against the Chiefs. Who wants to take it first? You take it,
I think this is probably the best game.
It's a pretty good game.
I mean, the Chiefs are the most underrated team.
They actually are. I agree with that.
I can see them actually taking this game.
Matt Castle is very good.
I agree. Chiefs are pretty underrated, but also the Colts are pretty good, underrated too. With Peyton Manning,
I don't think anyone's counting the Colts out.
They're hot right now. The Colts are pretty good.
But even if they came into this with a 5-game losing streak, I don't think anyone would count the Colts out to be going to the Super Bowl even. I mean, I don't think they're going to beat the Patriots, but...
Yeah. One thing is offense right now. Chiefs is a really good offense, and Matt Castle, he's looking like one of the best quarterbacks in the game.
Their defense isn't that bad either.
Their defense isn't bad. Brandon Flowers is shutdown corner. He's a real good corner. I'm going to go, the Chiefs are great coaching. Haley's doing a terrific job with that team. Cornell's doing great too. But, I think Ravens, they're just, with Ray Lewis and Ed Reed back there as defense, they're too much experience. They already have a championship. Ray Lewis already has a championship. Joe Flacco was the experience from the playoffs last year. As good as I think the Chiefs' offense is, I think the Ravens might have a better offense with those wideouts. I'm gonna go Ravens. I think it's gonna be pretty closer than people think. I think it's gonna be Ravens 28-24.
I just really don't want to count the Chiefs out, but I'm gonna have to agree with you. I'm gonna go with the Ravens too. I think.
Yep.
Honestly, I think this game is going to be like a 42-17 game.
I look for Ray Rice.
The Ravens are going to blow
I look
them
for
up.
Ray Rice to have a huge game right now. He needs to step up because he's had a down year. Everybody's going to be watching him. I think he's going to have a huge game. And also look for Derek Mason and T.J. Houshmandzadeh to have a pretty good game too because Brandon Flowers is going to be Anquan Bolden. And Joe Flacco is going to look for the pass. And I think Derek Mason, he's reliable.
I think this is going to be a bigger blowout than Saints versus Seahawks.
So what's your score?
I said 42-17.
All right, that's huge.
Just because I think the Ravens have a slightly better offense, but their defense is 10 times better. And that's going to win them.
Yeah, the Ravens' defense is too tough.
They're going to get a lot of 3-and-outs, maybe give up a few first downs, and then get the ball back. So they're going to their time of possession is
the
probably going to be
one thing, though, it is at Arrowhead. And like we said with Seattle, another huge home field is Arrowhead.
I think home field advantage is a little overrated in my opinion.
It might be, but in football, out of all sports, I think it's the biggest thing.
Oh, it is, but I don't know.
We'll see.
All right, moving on. Jets at Indianapolis.
A lot of people like the Jets. I think the Jets are favored, but Peyton Manning, Rex Ryan has said it himself. He cannot stop Peyton Manning, and he even said, "I hope it's Saturday." I hope it's Sunday. That's gonna happen. Peyton Manning. I know they got Darrelle Revis. I know they got Antonio Cromartie. He's gonna do everything. He wants to show people he's still got it. I know people are saying Tom Brady's way better than him right now, and he's fallen. I think he's gonna shred. I think he's gonna shred that defense. Really, and really, Mark Sanchez. I don't think he has any. I don't think he's gonna. I think he's gonna crumble under the pressure.
Peyton Manning probably had the worst year I have seen him have.
Yeah.
I mean,
very down year.
He started out amazing, and then second half of the year he just crumbled. I mean, honestly, I think for the second half of the year I would have rather Mark Sanchez over Peyton Manning with the way he was playing.
One person I want to stand out right now is Jim Caldwell. You know, I don't even see this guy. He doesn't do anything.
No.
I don't ever see him do anything.
Nope.
And Rex Ryan, all the media, it's gonna be Coach Rex Ryan. Oh, he's a great coach. If Jim Caldwell steps up and has a big scheming game and actually destroys Jets defense,
I think Peyton Manning's really the coach of that team.
He is, and Tom Moore too, the offensive coordinator. But I think Peyton Manning's gonna have a pretty good game. I think it's gonna be 30. I think it's gonna be. Let's see. I'll go 21-10.
I'm going 31-20 Colts.
Yep. I say Peyton throws 3 touchdowns though, and I look for Reggie Wayne to have a pretty good game, even against Darrelle Revis.
Honestly, I think I've been saying this all year. I think the Jets' defense is probably the most overrated.
Yeah.
Any kind of team, you know, special teams, offense, defense. I think they're the most overrated.
I think the one thing Peyton Manning does better than anybody is know his receivers' routes. He's a top at everything. I look for everybody's going to say Darrelle Revis is going to shut down Reggie Wayne. I think Reggie Wayne's going to have a pretty big game because Peyton Manning's going to rely on him. He's going to know his routes. But he's going to study Darrelle Revis film, and he's going to pound.
The thing is, how can you not expect Peyton Manning to step it up?
I don't.
It's kind of like you get to the playoffs. You know, if Roy Halladay had, you know, a 4 ERA during the season, he's still going to have a 1.75 ERA in the playoffs.
Yep.
So
I agree.
All right, so we have a little under 4 minutes left, but we've done this before. But now that we know the playoff picture, what would be your predictions for the championship games? We'll start with the AFC Championship. Who wants to take it? You'll take it?
Yep. All right. Well, the Steelers are going to be facing the higher seed or whoever wins, and the Patriots are going to be facing the lower seed. I think the Patriots are going to end up facing the Ravens. I think the Steelers are going to face the Colts. I think the Colts are going to beat the Ravens. Patriots are going to beat. What did I say?
The Colts are going to beat the Steelers.
Colts are going to beat the Steelers. Patriots are going to beat the Ravens in a tough battle. That's it. Ravens are tough against the Patriots.
The Patriots. I think if they face the Ravens, I think the Ravens are going to get absolutely murdered.
Why?
For taking us out of the playoffs. That's it. It's a battle.
I look for Wes Welker to have a big rematch against
Ravens.
Ravens.
What you said, but
I think the Ravens, out of anybody, I know I said about the Chiefs and Colts, Ravens are very tough. With Ray Lewis and Ed Reed, they have experience to stop Bill Belichick in any scheme he has. But I'm going to go Patriots against the Colts.
You read my mind perfectly.
Too much Peyton Manning, too much Tom Brady. Quarterbacks own this one. If you look at it, I'm going to have Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Michael Vick, Matt Ryan showdown, and it's going to be.
You just read my mind again.
Yeah, Tom Brady is going to go against the Colts, and he's going to beat Colts because they have a terrible defense.
I've been saying it for almost the whole year.
I picked this from week 1. I picked the same of AFC and NFC championships. Pats, Colts, Falcons, Eagles. It's going to be Pats, Falcons.
See, I've been saying all year it's going to be Pats, Eagles, and I still stick by that.
I agree. We both said that the whole time. They're still here.
You just said Falcons.
I know.
I said Eagles.
I know. You always said Eagles. I always said Falcons and Patriots too.
All right.
NFC Championship.
Basically, just said.
I think Matt Ryan. I know Michael Vick's. The whole year really. It's all been Michael Vick. But I think Matt Ryan is going to want to show people in Atlanta he is that quarterback. He's going to show up the Eagles. And I really want Matt Ryan to win because against anybody, if I'm a Patriots fan, I don't want to face Michael Vick in that dome. I want to face Atlanta. I think Bill Belichick can stop Atlanta. I don't think Bill Belichick has never had to face that kind of runner in Michael Vick. And that's going to be, of anybody, I know the Ravens, I know the Colts, I know the Chiefs can give them problems, but Eagles against Patriots, if anybody can stop the Patriots,
don't the Eagles give everybody the most problems?
They do, but you know, different teams are different, and Patriots have not had to face that kind of running.
I still
think the Patriots have the upper hand against the Eagles, but if they're going to give anybody a run for the money, it's the Eagles. And I think Matt Ryan's going to show that he is that quarterback, and that's going to be a huge game. Matt Ryan against Michael Vick. I'm going to say Matt Ryan takes it.
I'm going to disagree with what you said about Bill Belichick. I don't think he's going to have a single problem with scheming against Michael Vick, but it's going to be the rookies on the defense that are going to have a hard time containing him.
Yeah.
I mean, they're basically based
on... One good thing against Michael Vick, I mean, we're getting way too ahead of ourselves right now. I'd love to face Michael Vick because that means we're in the Super Bowl. But one thing about the Patriots is they're very young. It's not like they're old, like with the Brewski and Harrison. They can catch up to a Vick. They can catch up to him,
but they're not going to be able to judge what he's going to do.
I don't know.